I've spent decades reporting on the Middle East, but I have to say, the events in Syria these days are some of the most heartbreaking I have ever seen. I thought I knew how it all started with protests over government repression and widespread poverty in early 2011.
Hi.
Tom Friedman. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
But then I met Farah Nassif, a young Syrian refugee living here in Washington, D.C. And she made me wonder if there might be a lot more to this story.
They are talking about drought when I was young. I was 11 or something like this.
She told me that before the Civil War, she had lived through another disaster.
So is this year after year, less rain?
Year after year, government doesn't try to help in any kind of way.
And that the government's response made people so angry, they were eager to take to the streets. She said, I couldn't understand the Civil War if I didn't understand what happened in the drought. Later, I learned that this drought was the worst in Syria's modern history, and that it happened in the 4 years just before the revolution. Over 1 million people were displaced, and according to the United Nations, more than 2 million were forced into extreme poverty.
It's really scary.
And this drought was part of a trend. According to a study by the U.S. government's National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, over the last 40 years, climate change has caused the Mediterranean region to dry out, resulting in longer, more severe droughts. The places in red are getting the worst of it, and Syria is right at the epicenter.
He's the commander, Abu Khalid.
Tom, nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
The commander tells me he used to be a cotton farmer, but when the drought hit, he had to turn to smuggling to feed his family.
فيقضبني النظام يسجنني اطلع اخرى اشتغل بالتهريب لانه ولادي جوعانين. الجوع يخلي الواحد يساوي كل شيء يعني.
Say starving makes you do anything.
طبعا كل حياتنا هي كذا.
All our life like that.
اخوتي طبعا احنا يعني انا افكر مرات انه مثلا الزراعه اخي مزارع فاشل، الثاني فاشل، الثالث فاشل. لا.
When they write the history of this revolution, how important will the drought be?
بني آدم مثل الحرباء يتأقلم مع كل الأجواء. أنت لما الأرض قاحلة حكم الله ما تقدر بس لما تشوف إنه أنت محكوم من الرب هالحكم والأب منطيك ظهره بدك تصيح تقول جوعان فلما تسمع إنه ما حدا استجاب بدك تزعل فإحنا صار معانا الأمور هاي كليتها فقمنا على الثورة وثورة حرية ثورة جياع.
After sharing a meal with the commander, it's time to turn back. It's dangerous to linger around here, even this close to the border. Later, I'll find out that this town was taken over by Al-Qaeda and that 100 people were executed.